Hello again, friends. I want to thank you for joining me today as I return to my list of requests. Before I do that, I want to say that as I was searching for cat ballet, I came across the most wonderful videos. I reached out to the creator to see if I could include them, and she said yes. Sadly, it was a little late for the white cat, but I cannot deny you, my friends, the joy of cat ballet. So here is Franziska Rosenzweig and her talented cat from Holistic Ballet. Please do me a favor and watch some of her shorts as a thank you. Cat ballet! Something I didn't know I needed to have in the world, but it makes me so happy. Today, we return to a request from HW. It caught my eye immediately, and once I say the title, you will know why. I cannot wait, so today I bring you the Water-Sprite. So exciting. A little brother and sister were playing one day on the edge of a well that belonged to a water-sprite. The little girl held her brother's hand and leaned far over to look down into it. It seems to me that down below there I can see green meadows and flocks of sheep moving over them, she said. It is only the reflection of the cloud, said the little boy, but be careful. I fear you will fall in. Even as he spoke, the little girl slipped and fell into the well, and as she had hold of her brother's hand, she pulled him in after her. Aye! The two children went down, down, down through the waters, and when they came to the bottom, they found themselves in a country of green meadows and trees and streams, and before them stood a shining castle with domes and towers. This castle belonged to the water-sprite who owned the well. Odd. I remember beautiful crystal-filled caves and clear water and bats sometimes. I don't remember any green meadows or trees. Mushrooms, but not trees. Perhaps this is a different wellspring. The little brother and sister went up to the castle and knocked at the door, and at once the water-sprite opened it to them. Has she no servants? And why are they not drowning? Children in deep water do not mix well. Come in, she said. I saw you playing on the edge of the well, and it was I who caused you to fall in. They were pulled? Murder most foul. You know, that's how they're breathing underwater. I think they're dead. I am lonely here, she said, so you shall stay with me and be my servants. Oh, no, I guess she doesn't have servants. And whatever I bid you do, that you must do. The water-sprite would have been beautiful, if only she had not been so green. Her face was green, and her hair was green, and her eyes were green, only her teeth were white. You know, first of all, there is nothing wrong with green. I mean, blue is preferable, but green is also nice. Second of all, she was lonely and she wanted servants? Seriously? Grandma? The sprite led the children into the kitchen, and there she gave the little girl a bucket that had no bottom. Go, said she, and fetch me some water to boil the dumplings for supper. Wait, from underwater? I mean, I guess she could just wave the bucket around. And you, she said to the boy, must cut me some wood. And she gave him an axe that had no edge. It was as blunt as a hammer. Well, that's so you don't bruise the mushroom. You know, mushrooms bruise really easily and... Wait, what am I saying? We here on this channel do not support forced child labor for the harvesting of mushrooms. The little sister went out to the spring that the water-sprite showed her. I'm beginning to think they are not underwater. Wait, so Timmy just fell down a dry well and brought his sister with him? Lassie, here, girl! And tried to dip up water. But as fast as she dipped it up, it ran out again, for the bucket had no bottom. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, there's a hole in the... Sorry. The brother began to chop at a tree nearby. He chopped and he chopped and he chopped, but he could scarcely make a dent. The axe was so blunt. Well, that's because you don't chop mushrooms, you pull them. You know, you could use the axe like a spade and... Sorry. When the children came back to the castle without either wood or water, the sprite was very cross with them. I can easily see that you are both very stupid, said she. But sit down at the table. Even if you are stupid, I suppose you must eat. Rude. The children sat down at the table, and the Water-Sprite set before them a dish of dumplings. But as the dumplings had not been cooked, they were only dough. The children could not eat them. They slipped them into their pockets, and then, when the sprite was not looking, they gave the dumplings to the water cat that rubbed about their chairs. Water cat? There are water cats? My dear mother said there were no water pets. Oh, I feel so betrayed. After that, the children went to bed and slept. The next day it was the same thing over and over again. The Water-Sprite set them tasks that they could not possibly do, and gave them only dough to eat. Sounds so much like my grandmother. So the children made up their minds to run away. They waited, however, until afternoon, when the Water-Sprite went up to the top of the well to look around her. Did she use old Rinky old Ricky's ladder? When they were about to set out, the water cat said to them, You do well to run away. You would not be happy here, but do not think my mistress will allow you to escape if she can help it. When she comes home and finds you gone, she will at once set out in pursuit of you. She can go very much faster than you, and she will certainly catch you unless you take with you her comb, her brush, and her mirror. These are magic things. Each time you find she is about to catch you, throw one or other of these things over your shoulder. By this means, and by this means only, you can hope to escape. Well, thank you, Water Cat. Also, talking cat! The children thanked the little cat, and did as it advised them. They took the Water-Sprite's brush and comb and mirror, and carried them off with them, and ran as fast as they could along the road that led to the upper world. Soon after they had left, the Water-Sprite came home. When she found them gone, she only stopped long enough to scold the cat, and then she put on her shoes of swiftness and started after them. Why didn't the cat just tell them to take the shoes of swiftness? That would have been easier. Presently, the children looked behind them and saw her coming. She came so fast on her shoes of swiftness that it seemed as though they could not possibly escape her. However, the children remembered what the Water-Sprite had told them. They threw the comb behind them, and at once it spread and grew into a wall of spikes, tremendously stiff and high. It took the Water-Sprite a long time to climb over the wall, and the children were well on their way before they heard her behind them again. Then the little girl threw the brush over her shoulder. At once the brush became a great thick forest, through which the Water-Sprite could hardly find her way. But she finally got through it at last, and then it did not take her long to be at their heels again. And now we have only one more thing left, said the brother, and he threw the mirror behind them. You know, if it breaks, that's like 7 years of bad luck. Throw carefully. At once the mirror became a hill of glass so steep and smooth that no one could possibly climb it. Oh, well, that's where that glass mountain came from. So I guess she really was using old Ricky's ladder, and I wonder if then she sold the mountain to Ricky, or if Ricky bought the mountain from the king who put his daughter on top of it. Or, it's a small fairy tale world. The sprite tried to run up it, but no sooner had she gone a step or so that she slipped back again. At last, with a shriek of rage, she turned and fled back to her castle, and that was the last of her. So she didn't die? She wasn't really defeated? She just sort of gives up and goes home? Worst villain ending ever! Unless you count the shadow. But the children went on their way, and the road led them straight to the upper world and the door of their home. And they never noticed the road to the Water-Sprite's home before? The one that started just outside their door? Seriously? After that, they were always careful to keep away from the edge of the Water-Sprite's well. And the road, I should hope. Stay away from the road, too. Goodness, the hazards of that house! Time to move. Well, we come to the end of another tale, apparently about my grandmother. May she rest in watery peace, the old tempest. I mean, she was a lovely Water-Sprite for a harpy. Now is the time that I ask you to like, share, and subscribe. If you would like, there's a notification bell. I know you must get tired of hearing all this, but the algorithm hates little channels, and I need your help to defeat it. I do appreciate your being here, and I would like to thank you, all of you, for joining me every week as we read these stories. I have a few more requests on the list, but if you would like me to read something, please feel free to let me know. I would also like to thank Pixabay for all their wonderful contributors for helping make my videos so much more lively. If you would like to support me on Patreon, Instagram, or Facebook, there are links in the description. And before I thank my dear and wonderful Patreon supporters, I would like to thank you, my lovely friends, with more cat ballet! Yay! So this thing is supposed to take me to amazing locations?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yep.
It really?
Yep.
Right.
It's not as complicated as you think.
It looks like a window blind. You already turned the camera on? Oh.
Yep.
Oh, they're gonna know it's a green screen. Hold on. Whew. Okay, red leather, yellow leather. I can do this. All right, 3, 2, 1. I would like to thank my dear Patreon supporters, Robinson, Ida, Darren, Teresa, Brick's Journey, Karen, William, Josh, Colleen, and Callum, and now also Celeste, my greatest fan, and Mom. See, Mom, I am doing something productive with my life. Celeste likes me. I cannot thank you enough for joining us. Thanks to your generous support, we can now go to amazing locations like where I am standing now. I thought this was supposed to take me to amazing locations. Why is it still just green? I think it's broken.
It's not broken. That's how it works, Artie.